I always grew up knowing that this company and that my dad, as a boss, as a person, just as a dad in general, were really, really special. I saw the other dads, and then I'd see my dad, who was always so positive and so encouraging and so happy about what he does every day, and he cares so much, and just the love that goes into everything that he does was really special. And then you look at the company as a whole, and it's like, God, there's a whole culture here of that. In any industry, you have to love what you do. If you don't love what you do, your intention's just not in the right place because your heart's not in the right place. Try as you might to do everything right on paper. If your instinct and your heart and your gut isn't in it, and again, you're not doing it for the right reasons because you love it and because you care about being the best that you can be, your choices are reflected in that. And there are so many choices I make at work where if I had a college professor teaching Business 101 would say, oh, no, that's not the way you're supposed to do that thing. Why would you delay something 2 months and lose millions of dollars on sales just because it's not quite right on the color? Because I love it, I do. So you really have to follow that instinct because it's a lot less about the bottom line number and it is a lot more about that labor of love. And in the end, you have just so much more success from that because you really are making smarter choices if you're making choices that come from that. My professional values are the top priority in everything we do, only because starting with what our end goal is, which is integrity, which is loyalty to the hairdresser, which is doing things in a way where our conscience and our hearts feel good at the end of the day. That's really what dictates all of our decisions. So we are a little funny in that way as a corporation where we work backwards. We see what we want our end result to be from a character standpoint, and then from a business standpoint, everything falls into place from there. The essence of the brand has always been based on values. It's always been based on integrity and sticking to your word. And again, things like testing on animals, things on fair wages and perks for the staff and all that good stuff. That's always been the heart of who we are. And the heart of who we are is also in having fun. It's in innovating. It's in bringing great new products or great new programs constantly to the hairdressers and the salons. So one of the most fun parts of the job is because we're here for the hairdresser, we get to constantly be thinking up fun stuff that we can do to give to them for their salons and their clients. Humility is massively important in everything that I do, at work, at home, everywhere. As a leader, for me, it's extremely important that I am not a leader who ends up in a bubble, so to speak, where I'm hearing all the great stuff that's happening and all my ideas are wonderful and everyone's loving and trucking along. I fight very hard from day one to make sure that I am not setting myself up for that position. My team knows very well how important that is to me. They know that I don't always have the best idea. They know I don't plan on always having the best idea. I don't put being the best and knowing the best on the choices I make. I expect myself to make the best choice. And that could be the opportunity that we got to ask the receptionist, hey, really quickly, which of these 3 bottles do you like best? Or, Mom, what'd you think of this? 5-year-old daughter, did you like the way this felt on your hair when I brushed it? Or did you like the way this felt on your hair? You have to be humble enough to make room for hearing things that you might not necessarily want to hear, because again, knowledge is power. You can't possibly grow if you're in it for yourself. And for me, I love the look of a thick glass white bottle dipped in gold and speckled in rainbow juice. Beautiful, prestige, 3 people on the earth could buy it. I would never in a million years choose to implement that at work because it's not about your preference. It's not about what's pretty in the shower. It's not about the prestige of saying that you created this amazing bottle at work. It's about what the people want. It's about what our salons need. It's about what's going to boost their business the best. You have to have the humility or else you're not going to make good choices, period. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you know and think that you're incredible at everything, it won't go far. As a salon owner or as a stylist, trust is hugely important in the sense that really all you have are your hands, your vision, and your heart. if you're not trusting your instinct there, if you're not trusting yourself, if you're in an environment where, oh, it's the amazing level AAA salon, I'm so lucky to be here. If it doesn't feel right, you have to trust that, and you have to take yourself where you're happy. You also have to trust in others in the sense that for example, I know where I'm strong and where I'm not. And I'm very okay with that. I certainly don't try to be all things to all people, because that helps no one and accomplishes nothing. So having trust in others is a leap of faith, but knowledge is power, and you're not gonna get there unless you can move your own stuff out of the way and trust that others just may know a little more than you in a certain area. The future for me, and I'll kind of combine it with the future of the company, it's just big and bright and exciting. It's the same company, it's the same heart, the same soul. Nothing there's changing now. It's not going to change with me. It's not going to change in 5 million years. We are who we are. There are so many opportunities everywhere, and I just see finding new ways to do things that we've always done, as well as finding new things that we've never done. And let's just see. I say that all the time. I'm like, let's bring it in. Let's test it a little bit. Let's just see. And maybe sometimes we'll find something amazing. I know 100% that we will grow to a place that we've never grown before. And my hope is that we continue to do that through all the years, not just from a dollar standpoint, but from how we think and how we do things and the kinds of things that we try and experiment and just play with. And at the end of the day, it's just going to be beautiful.